Nekros Prime had entered the battlefield. I don't always say that. This is literally the first time I said it. Unless you know it's actually the second time, then we're going to go with it the first time. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna let randomize everything. I don't think I care all that much. Yeah. Now I can cosplay as Zorro. You know, the dude with the hat and the thing on his eyes. You know, I'm really aging myself right now. I'm really aging myself right now. I should have just said Zorro, you know, from One Piece.
Secrets lie buried deep within the undercroft. The paradox provides the means to extract them.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I actually put this on. Yeah. I put Duckverse on Nekros. Wait, you were just about to say what? That I'm aging myself, or that I should have just said the dude from One Piece?
An extractor is out of power.
Yeah, that is how it is. That is how it is. But yeah, I actually grew up watching the Zorro TV show. For those of you guys that don't know, it was a live action TV show. His whole thing was he was, you know, he would stop quote unquote evil. He was basically like the Batman of that generation, per se. He was basically like a live action Batman, if you will. Yeah. Yeah, that was what it was. It's so weird calling a show live action because it's not an anime. It's so weird calling, yeah. Did an enemy die just by trying to attack me? Wow, okay. I guess I could do that. Did that dude literally just wait until I finished my thing? He was like, hey dude, I know you're busy picking your decrees, I'll wait. And he waited. It's so nice. Too bad I had to destroy him. Yeah. No, I grew up watching reruns, just to be clear. I'm not that old, okay? I grew up watching reruns, Zay. So when I say I grew up watching it, I grew up watching reruns. It was on at 6 a.m. Yeah, I never watched like the original every week as it was filmed thing. I just watched it whenever it was on at 6 a.m. Because it was on before I changed the channel to Where in the World is Carmen San Diego. Which some people actually, that ages me too, but not as much. Because they did try to reboot Where in the World Did Carmen San Diego? They tried to reboot Carmen San Diego not too long ago. It didn't actually take. Also, believe it or not, guys, the full title was Where in the World Did Carmen San Diego? I know the reboot, they just called it Carmen San Diego, but that's because it's almost, it's ridiculous these days for stuff to have crazy long titles like that, but it wasn't back then, okay? It wasn't ridiculous back then. Also, can I just say my Nekros is necrosing it up? Well, because see, this is still pack, and you know, my Nekros is doing just fine. Yeah. And I don't have any good decree to keep Nekros alive. Although I will admit that Dante is helping quite a bit. Because this overguard, I have it from Dante, in case you're curious. Yeah, Dante is helping a lot. I'm not going to not give him credit. Credit where credit is due. Look, a location, a local language, localization. That's what I'm looking for. That thing you saw just now saying loaded language, it's a localization issue. It's just a simple issue that can be fixed in an update, so it's no like super big deal. It can usually be fixed in a hotfix for most cases. I'm not 100% sure though. They may have to wait for the next big update to fix it on console. I don't know, but it's a simple localization issue. It doesn't mess with any of the loot that we get or anything like that. But yeah, Dante. Dante isn't bad, even though he did get nerfed a few times and whatnot. Well, he got nerfed twice, buffed once, so I mean, I guess it's one of those things, but overall, that's not bad. The only reason it felt like a nerf is because they released him too powerful from day one. Oh yeah, it's just like X-Men '97. I don't know if you heard the small group of people complain about that. Yeah, there was a small group of people that complained about how X-Men were trying to be politically correct with everything and whatnot, but it's the same exact X-Men it's always been. I don't really know. I really don't know their whole take on that. But yeah. For the most part, everyone seemed to love X-Men '97 though. So yeah. Man, that ads really do not like Yosei. Yeah, like every time. I mean, ads, you don't need to build suspense every time, guys. Yeah, so this is hashtag life hack. Survival. But yeah, Dante is helping quite a bit. Oh, inflicting cold or toxin. Do I have toxin on this? Maestro. Oh, welcome back, welcome back. I actually made a comment how the ads seem to not like you for whatever reason. Then I said, ads, you don't need to build suspense every single time. It's cool if you skip 1 or 2 times. But yeah, X-Men '97, I'm glad it's doing well. I'm not up to date. I'm like 3 episodes behind, so don't spoil anything for me. But yeah, I'm glad it's doing good. I'm glad it's doing good. Although there was some twists. I gotta be honest, even from the first episode of X-Men 97 twist. And I still consider the X-Men theme song to be a banger, if you will. Do kids still say banger these days? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I feel like I'm like, kids, I'm one of you. Oh yeah, I forgot that was the Night Wave. I forgot that that was a Night Wave. Oh yeah, that reminds me. And say I hope you remember Nightwave it ending in roughly 24 hours, give or take. Another Nightwave is coming back in roughly 24 hours, give or take. But the current Nightwave is ending, which means you guys spend your credit because they will not carry over to the next Nightwave. I know it seems kind of confusing, but yeah. Yeah, good content is always good. That, I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be called good content. Am I right? Oh yeah, you know what my friend mentioned that she recently started to went back and watch Space Ghost. I don't know if any of you guys watched that Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yeah, I might go back rewatch it because you know I was younger when I watched it, so I feel like it's one of those things that I didn't get all the nuanced jokes or anything, and I'd probably get them more these days. Also, hopefully Dante's proud because I'm casting Darkverse. Darkverse is an ability that I not stole off his dead corpse, definitely borrowed from Dante. Yeah. Definitely borrowed. Okay? Yeah. Definitely borrowed. Yep. 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 But yeah, I think Dark Birch was made for um, Nekros because it does slash, and Nekros is all about the slash for his desecrate. Yeah, slash, slash, attack, attack. And you know, this is still path mode, so it's not a one-hit instant kill. But in normal mode, if you're farming, it's definitely a one-hit kill. Yeah. And I still have Terrify, which is basically like Necros' panic button. You know, if you're about to die and all your enemies are outgunning you or whatever, just Terrify. Yeah. Hmm. Ah, okay. You know what? I do love a good delayed response there. I do love a good delayed response. So I'll give you a point for that. Yeah, I'll give you a point for that. But yeah, yeah. What see, that's the thing. Inherently, 2 points could be made by the thing, and one of them definitely is that, I mean, yes, the community as a whole, the Necros thing wasn't really that super of a big deal, but what made it seem like a bigger deal than it was, I mean, not the Necros, the Dante thing, but what made it seem like a bigger deal because it was released in such a powerful state. So literally anything would have seemed like a major nerf. But, but Dante did help. Yeah, Terrify does strip armor. But Dante did help overall. Dante made them re-look at the way, um, you know, the way line of sight works. So now line of sight actually works better than ever in Warframe. And plus, I like how if the enemies are 5 meters away, it just automatically assumes that you can see the enemies. It assumes that you're not blind as a bat and can't see the enemy right in front of you. So I I like that. I like that because often I'm paying attention to certain enemies, but I'm not focusing on other ones sometimes. So I like that it just assumes that I can see it. It doesn't matter if I can see it as long as my ability can see it, right? Right? And yeah, they changed that for a lot of line of sight frames and stuff. Yeah, which there there are some frames that aren't line of sight. Like I think Frost isn't line of sight technically, but don't tell DE because then they might do the thing. But see, I don't think Frost is even on their radar to nerf because not a lot of people like legitly play Frost. Yeah. Darkverse. Mercy, mercy, mercy. I like how we're basically now saying to our enemies, this death is a kindness. Yeah, look at all my shadows. My shadow. Yep, that's what we get all our enemies for Valentine's Day. We just, you know, mercy them. Yeah. You know, honestly, low key, D, if you're watching, that would be like a little bit of a fun Valentine's Day event. An enemy doesn't die unless your mercy kill them. You know, show them that kindness. Yeah. Oh my god, loaded language challenge completed! Like I said, it's a localization thing. See, honestly, I wish they would add different finisher to this game. It would make it awesome, in my opinion. You know, and technically, finishers could be considered, what's it called? Finishers could be, what am I trying to say? Finisher could be a cosmetic. So technically they could charge for finishers. And I don't think too many people would complain, especially since like I think only half the community actually uses finishers. But yeah. But yeah, I would love a good finisher to be added.
Evade. You can attack later.
Although I don't think everyone knows about the whole operator mode to avoid the lasers and whatnot. And don't worry guys, it's not an exploit. D is fully aware that you can go into operator mode to avoid the Jackal's laser. I mean, but see, here's the thing, okay? Balancing stuff is hard, okay? I say that because of the fact that if they want to fix it so people can't do that, they literally would have to change how operator or drifter mode works altogether for every content. And see, technically the Jackal doesn't come up that much. It's an early game thing. And the operator mode is a later game thing. So it really, there's really no problem in there, I don't think. Actually, your first interaction with the Jackal could technically be in the circuit. In theory. Yeah. In theory, your first interaction with the Jackal could be in the circuit. I mean, I wouldn't want my first interaction with the Jackal to be in the circuit, but it is possible. Yeah, that is definitely a feature and not a bug. A bug would extend to something that I get to know about. Apparently there was a bug years ago where you could get extra XP by doing something. I really don't know all the details. And there was this actual big thing around it. The only reason I know because a pretty big Warframe partner at the time actually got banned because they made a video about it. But yeah, I don't know all the details and stuff. But D does not play around when it comes to exploits. Like if you do something by accident, fine, whatever. But if you constantly exploit, then also go on to teach other people how to exploit, then that's when they draw a line. Yeah.
As a warning. Duviri is defendant.
Oh yeah, that was one of the, actually, you do make a good point there. I actually remember something about that because I remember D actually had to come out and make a statement. They literally had to say, no, you won't get banned for using it because that's how popular it was and everyone used it. So D literally had to come out and make a statement that, people wouldn't be getting banned just because they used it. Yeah. Which I remember, I thought it was funny. That, yeah. Well, because see, that was less of an exploit and more of interaction. Yeah, exploit and unintended interactions are technically different, but they're one of the two sides of the same coin, fine line type thing. Like there was a unintended interaction that appeared on PC only. I don't know if you remember this, Zay, but when the Eidolons came out, they you know, their shields were affected by the ore shield mod, but it was an unintended interaction. So D hurried up and passed that out. This was back when consoles were a good month to 2 months behind PC when it came to updates. So console never got to experience that. Console also never got to experience the vacuum within. Yeah. There was an update on PC called the Vacuum Within. It was a brief update that made it so Sentinels had the universal vacuum. But then the change was later reverted for reasons I will not get into at this moment. But yeah. There was also an update where people trolled people. Because D, for some reason, did not see the trolling coming. They released an update where there was, on PC, where there was a nightmare mode where you could friendly fire was enabled on the nightmare mode. And it was supposed to be, from D's point of view, it was supposed to be one of the things where, you know, you had to watch out where you were firing because you might accidentally hit your teammate. Well, people would troll each other and kill their teammates literally as soon as they spawned in. You know, for fun and whatnot. It's kind of like how on Borderlands 2, if you went into a public game with Krieg and had that skill, friendly fire skill, they would just down you for the laws. Yeah.
The smallest breach in the wall may become a gaping wound.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I would enjoy Universal Vacuum quite a bit, if I'm being honest.
Extraordinary demands of exception.
Yeah, there's a few updates that were rolled back that I'd enjoy quite a bit. I was hoping to get fleet footed, but I'm not gonna get that anytime soon, apparently. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's what I said twice in a row. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Get back. But yeah, some of those updates I would have liked quite a bit. Technically, we do have universal vacuum. Most people don't realize it because it's so small that it makes almost no difference at all. But we technically have a 3-meter universal vacuum on both our Warframes and our operators / drifter. Like I said, it's so small that it doesn't even really much matter, but it technically exists. Scott had it added back in the day, and I don't think anyone ever removed it because it's such a small thing. But yeah, a 3-meter universal vacuum is what we have. Oh yeah, I guess loot sharing would be interesting, but loot sharing, there actually is inherently a problem with loot sharing, which is the whole AFK aspect of it all. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like playing AFK games, but Warframe is not an AFK game, and D doesn't want it to be an AFK game. So the loot sharing aspect I don't think will ever really happen at all. Not in a realistic sense. I think they implemented it somewhat in what is it, Railjack? But yeah. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, they could do a trial run. Technically, they could do a trial. I say this all the time. I feel like they should use like the Divide Paradox in the circuit more often. I mean, it's literally a mode where they can test out anything they want because it's like a paradox works. Literally nothing here is canon to the story. It's literally just a big sandbox at this point. I feel like they can test it wherever. Yeah. So I feel like they should test more stuff in the circuit, divide paradox, all that stuff. That's my honest opinion. And there's a chance it either makes it to the rest of the game or it doesn't, depending on player feedback and if it ends up breaking the game too much. Especially since the circuit, there's not very many pickups that people can abuse like that.
Will you lay your sword aside and
So, yeah.
fight on?
That, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. I feel like D does have their own vision for the game. Let's see. Resistant to knockdown for each enemy and... Okay, I'll take that. Did he just try to destroy me? Then he was like, wait a minute, that's Nekros! And then he backed away. That's what I saw exactly. That's entirely what I saw, guys. Yeah. Some of you guys may think it's pointless to bring a Nekros in here because you don't really get resources like that from enemies here. But I wanted to the Nekros. Also, if I may sort of break the fourth wall for a bit, I wanted to make a video out of Nekros Prime in the circuit. Yeah. Yeah. Break the fourth wall. Oh yeah. That reminds me, isn't a Deadpool movie coming out soon? You know, because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, more drops actually would be nice, especially since we have the helmet system literally eating up all of our drops like non-stop. And hey, we're the ones saying we need more drops. Imagine the people without resource boosters on all the time to get double drops. Yeah. Wow, the enemies were trying to destroy me. They were coming to take me away. They're coming to take me away. Haha. Okay, see. Don't lie to me. Don't mind me. Ah, okay. Technically, we do get double energy drops and ammo drops as well for what that. I think we do. We do, right, guys? It's a bit to the fact that I feel like it does. I know Smita does, but I'm not sure if the regular resource boosts it. Oh, you just re-upped your 30-day resource doubler. Doubler, huh? That's the best. That's the best time in Warframe history I've heard it referred to as a resource doubler. I mean, I get that's essentially what it is, but wait, I like that. D, if you're listening, rename it to resource doubler. That way, if there's another, if you ever do a community-wide resource booster again, you can call, people can say, oh, since I have a resource booster and it stacks, now I have a resource doubler. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like it. Make it happen, D. Make it happen. Yeah. I feel like D could get crazy with the names and it would probably increase sales too because here's the thing, people like whimsical names and stuff for stuff sometimes. And I feel like Warframe should embrace the more whimsical side from time to time. That's what the No, I died. I just almost gasped, but I didn't want the game to be right, so yeah. I can't believe I died. I'm such a noob. Dante probably sitting there like, how did that Nekros die? He had 52,000. Oh God, how did he die? It's a gift, Dante. It's a gift. Okay. I'll allow that. I do cast stability sometimes when it suits me. You know, when the mood strikes me. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. I'll be honest, I haven't been Dante all that much lately. I was him a lot at first, but yeah. I think I replaced his one with silence. Yeah. Yeah, I replaced his one with silence. You know, because he's a librarian. And librarians are always like, shit, a library. So, yeah, silence. That's Dante's ultimate one. I mean, there can be no other one. I mean, he already read the book for his 2, 3, and arguably 4. Oh, I'll be honest, in Deep Archimedia, I find myself using either Corvex or Wisp a lot.
Life support is limited. It must not be squandered.
Yeah. I could try it with Dante at some point in time. Oh, I see how you didn't say Corvex is a good choice. You're probably thinking Corvex is a choice. Hey, I defeated an enemy. Heat sink. You know, when he gets primed, you'll probably think he even looks even more like a heat sink. I'll be honest, I'm hoping he gets primed because, okay, I know all Warframe will get, along with the game Warframe is around, Frame will get primed eventually. But I'm wondering, because that's like far off in the future, because the rotation schedule for Prime Access is like, what, every 3 to 4 months roughly. It's supposed to be like around every 3 months, but sometimes it becomes 4 months. It really just depends. I'll actually have to use my survival skill. Not just because it's a survival mission. Actually, speaking of survival skills, I actually am terrible at survival games. I played Conan Exile, and I was terrible. I legit spent an hour figuring out how to light my own campfire. Yeah, legit an hour. I'm not even joking. It was, yeah. But people watching me play it were probably like, what is he doing? You literally just press the two buttons at the same time. Well, because it said something about oil, so I thought I had to, you know, find the oil or something, but I was wrong, obviously, and yeah, it just confused me. It just confused me. If you ever want to make a survival game that doesn't confuse anyone, come run all the directions by me, okay? And if it doesn't confuse me, then it's a survival game that literally everyone will understand because I'm terrible at survival game. Coincidentally, survival mode in Warframe is one of my favorite modes. Wait, it's still going for 1K plat? I thought it would be a lot less by now. Is that really still that high? Wow, then some of my builds must seem like ridiculously expensive builds. Because I include a full set of arcane energites in some of my builds. Man, I did not know that it still went for such a high price. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Is that on PC or on PlayStation? I'm curious. Coincidentally, okay. Coincidentally, we can only trade to well, anyone who has, I believe anyone who has cross save enabled can only trade to fellow cross save enabled account or PC account. There's a reason for that, because technically, even if you're on console, if you have cross save enabled, internally the game counts your account as a PC account. Internally. Which is why whenever I do giveaways and stuff, I always have to ask if cross save is enabled. Yeah. Whenever I do Warframe giveaway. Yeah. You know, like when I do the time access giveaways or platinum giveaways or whatnot giveaways or doohickey giveaways or thingamabob giveaways or giveaway giveaways.
Like
Yeah.
ashes, the enemy has been scattered to the void.
The enemy had been scattered into the void. I'll go wherever my teams go. Okay, my teams are leaving.
Move on.
Although, you know what?
Your nature.
Good game, guys. Good game.